Hi, fourth graders, this is Mrs. Nelson, and we are going to be going over several different kinds of fractions. So, what we are going to be looking at today, are we going to be looking at proper fractions, improper, meaning they're not normal, they don't look regular, proper, improper. We're going to look at mixed fractions. And we're also going to quickly look at identifying a decimal. I can't spell that correctly. Okay, and we'll talk a little more about decimals, but I do want you to be able to identify them. All right, let's take a look at proper fractions, shall we? So a proper fraction has a fraction bar. It has a smaller upper number, has a smaller numerator, and larger denominator. So this is a proper fraction. Okay, so when we look at that, we'll be like, oh, the number is small and big. Okay, so proper, small numerator, big denominator. That's proper. Okay. Improper is the opposite. So if you have an improper fraction, you have your fraction bar, and this one you'll have a larger, it's just the opposite, a large numerator, a small denominator, a smaller denominator. So you could have 2 here, 4 here. So large and small. Okay, that's an improper fraction, meaning you have a big top number and a little bottom number. Okay, so we have so far, we have proper, little, big, improper, big, little. Okay, let's look at mixed numbers. A mixed number usually is a number and a fraction. So a whole and a fraction. So you have a whole and you have a fraction together. So I could have 2 apples and 1/2 of another apple. So I have a whole number, meaning I have 2 whole apples. Then I have a portion or a part of another apple. So that's this is called a mixed. This is mixed because it's mixed up with whole numbers. Okay, you have a fraction mixed up with whole numbers. Okay, so there's the mixed. The other one that you're going to look like is at a decimal. And when you look at decimals, those look like money. So you could have 2.01, 2 and, this decimal says and 1/100. Okay? 2/10. You don't say and when it's by itself. If it doesn't have anything in front of the decimal, you don't say anything. 2/10. So you could see them more than one way. Okay? You usually put a 0 here. You don't usually say 0 and 2/10. You just usually say 2/10 because the 0 is implied. You don't necessarily have to write it. But we usually traditionally do put a 0 in there so that you know there is no whole number in front of it. Okay? So those are the 4 different kinds of fractions you will see. You will see proper, big, little, big, improper, big, little, whole, or a mixed fraction, which will have a whole number mixed with a fraction. Then you'll have a decimal, which kind of looks like money. Okay? How money is written. And we'll talk more about decimals because we're heading that direction. All right, so I need you to be able to identify proper, improper, mixed, and decimals. Questions, concerns, please let me know. I wish you the best. I'll see you on the next video.